last capital improvements bill was passed by the legislature in 2018. This year's package of funding for crucial state infrastructure improvements has come close, and time is running out. Senate Bonding Chair David Senjem joined me this week to make the case for a bonding bill. The House failed to pass a bonding bill in the July special session. Since then, a bonding bill hasn't happened in the subsequent special sessions because we've had this quiet period due to bond sales of other authorized funds. That quiet period is ending. In your view, would a bonding bill be an important move right now?
Shannon, yes, it would very much. It's good to be with you today. Yeah, there's a lot of infrastructure projects all across Minnesota that are just vitally important to certainly not only the state of Minnesota, but the community as well. And this has been a long anticipated bonding bill. We did not do one last year. Our last larger one was in 2018. It is ready. The interest rates are low. It's a good time to do one for a lot of reasons, not of the least. Some job creation out there that's desperately needed.
So the July bill was about $1.5 billion. Is this next one that you've been working on, is it about that same size or is it more?
Well, we've been targeting general fund bonding at $1.35 billion. In addition to that, we've thrown in, if you will, that's a little not quite well said, but we've added to that an additional $300 million of trunk highway bonds, which takes it nearly to $1.8 billion. So it is a good, strong bill, one of the biggest bills ever.
Are any of these projects shovel ready?
Oh yes, there's within the framework of this bill, for goodness sakes, I'm going to guess there's well over 200 projects within this, and of course some are not shovel ready for sure, but some are, and this bill proposes, in fact, to make many of them shovel ready. So, but there's enough, if you will, action within this bill from the standpoint of being able to move things forward. So it's a good bill, and it is in many cases they are shovel ready. Yes.
How much deferred maintenance is there in state projects, and how much of a start would this amount of money go in making a dent in those?
Shannon, that's really a good question. I'm not sure we really know this. I can give you some example though. If we just talk about wastewater infrastructure within Minnesota and the sewage treatment plants, that kind of thing, which are vitally important to clean water and frankly our way of life. If you just look at that, I'm gonna believe there's somewhere in the neighborhood of $2 to $3 billion worth of just wastewater infrastructure needs. The people from Minnesota State University told us a year or so ago that if they could get everything that they needed to bring their buildings or facilities up to where they wanted to be, it would be literally over $1 billion there. So as we count agency after agency, community after community, I'm not sure what that number is, but it is billions of dollars. The fact that we do a $1.35 billion bonding bill, yes, that's a big bonding bill, but it comes nowhere near taking care of the needs of Minnesota from the standpoint of what's out there and what's being looked at from the standpoint of not only our agencies but communities across our state.
So what are, if you could just name a few, some of the new and necessary projects that would be funded?
Oh, I'll just I can be real easy. I go right to my own community. Rochester Airport, they have $11 million bonding request on a $52 million runway project here. The runway goes all the way back to 1960, and it's rather broken down. Again, I'll stay a little bit close to home. The city of R-Rochester, the largest city of Minnesota not to have a wastewater treatment plant, all individual septic system, frankly, right next to the Zumbro River. And then we can go all over Minnesota. The Kellogg Street Bridge, it's been a bridge that they've had to restrict traffic on for a good number of years. There's $50 million to replace that, and so it goes on and on. There's just needs all over the state of Minnesota, again, like this, that certainly are important to again, not only the state of Minnesota, but communities.
So in the July bill that failed, there were some tax breaks that were embedded in that bill. Will that be the same for this next one that may come up? And is that unusual?
Yes, it is unusual. Typically tax bills follow, if you will, or at least go on their own. It was decided again to put some tax relief, if you will, within the last bonding bill, and I'm going to believe that that's going to follow as well as we put together the next bill. And by the way, I say put together the next bill. The bill that we've had is pretty well intact. We can kind of polish the edges in certain places, but I think it's pretty much ready to go, and we just have to get, again, partner up with the House and find those final agreements, make those final decisions, and we can go ahead.
Just before we go, some Capitol watchers say it's unlikely to get a bonding bill passed so close to an election. What's your view?
Oh, well, I mean, I suppose you could look at it this way, but again, this bill is long awaited. It is needed from the standpoint of just the infrastructure it provides. Literally over $500 million worth of transportation projects in it, about $2.5 million, $250 million worth of wastewater infrastructure projects, and on and on and on. It is needed, again, not only for what it does to Minnesota, from the standpoint of needed infrastructure, but also, frankly, as we're going through a tough economy right now, there's a lot of job creation in this bill, and we hope that for that reason as well, it needs to go forward and be part of the fabric of our future.
Senator David Senjem, thank you.
Thank you so much.